August in Japan is a month unlike any other. The ceremonies honoring Hiroshima and Nagasaki are held on the anniversary of the bombings, but a sense of remembrance stretches across all 31 days. Streets fill with lanterns. Major festivals and the Obon period, where families honor the spirits of their ancestors, become a moving backdrop to a nation's memory, one mingled with celebration and profound grief. Against this vibrant, tense atmosphere, there lived a young girl named Yoko Moriwaki, a 13-year-old whose diary has survived as a testament to the joys, ambitions, struggles, and the heartbreak endured by children during the last months of World War II in Japan. This is Yoko's story. Yoko's first days at school. On April 6, 1945, Yoko entered the prestigious Hiroshima Prefectural First Girls High School. She wrote in her diary, "As a pupil of this school in Japan, so as not to be an embarrassment, I will live each day fully with all my heart." Yoko's first days brimmed with excitement, her uniform pressed, shoes polished, all the anticipation of a new student hoping to impress teachers and family. Old class photos show hopeful faces. Even with her father away at the front, Yoko felt the weight of family expectations. Her mother sewed late into the night, her grandfather told stories of a peaceful Japan. Yoko promised to excel, both for herself and for the ones she missed most. The daily walk and everyday joys. Yoko's diary overflows with everyday joys and challenges. The very act of walking 25 kilometers to and from school, a journey through bustling markets, quiet temples, and the ever-watchful eyes of neighbors, became a symbol of her determination. She writes about sewing garments with classmates, reciting literature in sunlit classrooms, and sketching flowers in art lessons. When she thought of younger children like Mei-chan, evacuated from the city for safety, Yoko encouraged them to embrace each day with courage and hope, despite the looming threats of war. Wartime interruptions, blackouts and shelters. The reality of war shadowed even these moments. Air raid sirens wailed at unpredictable hours, students dashed to bomb shelters beneath their schools, holding hands and comforting each other. Sometimes, days were spent underground, the fear of attack always present. On April 19, feeling ill with a sore throat, Yoko missed school. But even from home, she listened for sirens, read patriotic stories, and resolved to fulfill her duties as soon as she recovered. Throughout her diary, she draws inspiration from the soldiers, vowing to remain strong and resilient in her own battles. Home front labor. Japan's home front was powered by the tireless work of its children and elders. Yoko's entries detail chores, cleaning dusty roads, growing vegetables on nearby farms, preparing food for the neighbors and the military. She and her classmates learned how to care for the elderly, visited sick friends, and carried water for soldiers' families. The work was exhausting, but she measured her daily effort in comparison to the distant front lines. Her diary offers vivid portraits of ordinary children performing extraordinary responsibilities, a generation thrust into maturity far too soon. Fire prevention and housebreaking. As summer's heat intensified, so did the danger and the community's sense of duty. Yoko describes participating in housebreaking, a fire prevention custom where students helped clear homes and streets to reduce the risk of mass fires should bombs fall. It was backbreaking, risky work. Friends and neighbors worked together, building bonds through shared hardship. Yoko often wrote about the spirit of cooperation. "When we help each other," she wrote, "we are stronger than the enemy." Life on the move, daily routines. The rhythm of Yoko's life was marked by routines, walking long distances to school, taking ferry rides across Hiroshima's rivers, and spending spare moments tending to her grandparents' farm. Hunger and exhaustion pressed at her, yet each diary entry reflects her perseverance. She compared her tiredness not to that of the privileged, but to the unimaginable hardships faced by soldiers on the front lines. Through these comparisons, Yoko demonstrated a spirit that refuses to be broken, even by war's relentless pressures. Academic life amid chaos. Despite the constant interruptions, Yoko never neglected the pursuit of education. Her diary describes biology lessons, dissecting flowers, studying insects. Literature hours were spent reciting ancient poems. Art class offered fleeting peace, as she painted rivers or the faces of friends. Minor injuries like a cut finger or stubbed toe appear in her diary, but never as excuses to quit. Each entry is a testament to the sense of duty and ambition carried by children in wartime Japan. Evacuation and helping others. On July 7, Yoko wrote, "It is nothing when I think about how much marching soldiers must do." In her words, we sense her humility. She carried schoolbooks, helped younger children evacuate, and assisted teachers with relentless diligence. She worked not for glory, but as an expression of loyalty to her school, her country, and her family. Community service in parks. In early August, Yoko joined classmates to clear overgrown grass in Hiroshima's parks. The sun scorched overhead, but Yoko found pride in her labor, marveling at how beautiful the dark, turned earth looked when their work was finished. "If I do my best, I have nothing to regret," she wrote, words reflecting resilience and maturity far beyond her years. The Dobashi District, Final Days. Yoko's final diary entry is dated August 5. Her uncle visited, filling their home with laughter and stories from the countryside. She helped ready supplies for the next day's cleanup work in the Dobashi district, promising, "I will put my all into it." On August 6, as she was laboring in Dobashi, the atomic bomb exploded about a kilometer away. Yoko, along with nearly all her classmates, lost her life in a moment that changed history forever. Legacy, memorials and memory. Yoko's diary was preserved by her family and published in 1992. Each page offers unmistakable evidence. The horrors of atomic devastation cannot be separated from the months, or years, of sacrifice and struggle that came first. Japan's home front faced privation, constant fear, and daily reminders of war's reach. Festivals like Obon still lit lanterns for the departed, even as air raid sirens echoed in the distance. Resilience during Obon, Hiroshima's lessons. Today, as candles flicker at memorials and the Obon festivities honor lost souls, Hiroshima stands as both a symbol of tragedy and resilience. Families gather by the river and recall stories of loved ones. Hibakusha, survivors of the bombing, share photos and diary pages so that history is never forgotten. Writer Nosaka Akiyuki, who studied Yoko's diary, wrote that it was the children like Yoko who labored hardest in the summer of 1945. Their diligence, honesty, and compassion represent a generation that, despite facing death, gave everything for others. Yoko's words carry forward the memory not only of the atomic bomb, but of an entire world struggling to remain human under impossible circumstances. It is a story about courage, responsibility, and the enduring power of the human spirit. As viewers reflect on Yoko's story and the memories preserved across generations, the lesson resonates. Even in the darkest moments, the light of hope and effort shines through, one diary, one child, one day at a time.